This video is made possible by the following mad lads. All their awesome gear they supply to me can be checked out in the description below. Hey guys, normie wearing t-shirt boy here, and welcome back to Assetto Corsa for another video. Now yesterday on my day off after my scheduled time of crying alone in the shed, I came across a news article regarding Interlagos. And that article says that Interlagos, a circuit that celebrates its 29th year on the F1 calendar this year, will not be around next year in 2020. It is being dropped. Now I don't know about you guys at home, but I'm a filthy millennial 90s kid, so I've grown up with Interlagos being a staple of the F1 calendar. So to read this article that says that Interlagos is going to be cut in favour of a currently non-existent track in Rio, it just seems like a very weird decision to me. Now I know there's more factors at hand than a simple this track is better than this track, but as a racing fan and as a sim racer, I love Interlagos, and the idea of getting rid of it just seems silly in my mind. So what I'm going to be doing in today's video is hopefully show you guys just how great Interlagos is by doing a race here in Assetto Corsa against the AI in the awesome 2019 Formula Hybrid. But that is enough of the intro. I think it's time to go and drive one of my favourite circuits on the current Formula 1 calendar. Right, so here we are in our familiar starting position at the back of the grid, driving as Danny Rick, which means I can send it whenever I like and then reverse into the guy when I get it wrong. Not actually a bad start there, but the AI has always got a much better start. We can use DRS wherever we like on this circuit, so I'll be using it plentifully to try and get as much speed as possible. Through the Center S for the first time, just trying to find a little bit of tarmac that I can call my own and not get rammed by the AI. Now the AI around here are feisty to say the least. They will just bin you off the circuit if you cross them in the wrong way. So I'm driving somewhat cautiously despite wearing that number 3 on my car. Up the hill now towards my favourite turn on the circuit, T number 6, a very fast right-hander, very finely downforce car if you aren't following several other downforce cars through there. Now we go to the inside, AI slow up so much there. And now we come into this middle sector of Interlagos, which is very different from the first and third. I always say that Interlagos is a circuit of two halves, with the first and third sector being very much reliant on top speed and power, and the middle sector being all about mechanical grip and downforce. So it's very difficult to set up a car around here. Now back downhill towards the last real corner, I refer to it. And then getting a launch out of there is very important for the rest of the lap. I didn't get a good one, but we're in the DRS and slipstream with all the cars in front. And that is pretty much already a lap completed of the Interlagos circuit. It's not a long lap around here. Very short lap as we just about get past the Mercedes, who's still kind of there in the background. Got to be careful to block off the inside line there, because the AI, if they sniff any opportunity there, will just go for it. Which is why they're kind of scary. Just like me though. Thank you very much, mate. You basically have a field of Danny Ricciardos, which is always scary. So anyway, yeah, Interlagos. It's kind of weird to think that this year will be the last year the F1 race at this circuit. It's a circuit for me that has been an absolute staple on the F1 calendar. Of course, as I said in the introduction, you know, I started following F1 in kind of the mid to late 90s. So, well, whenever I was old enough to understand it, basically. So for me, this is just one of the tracks that F1 always goes to, and it's very, very strange to think next year that it won't be there. I mean, there's so much history in this circuit in such a short space of time, and of course a couple of memorable races, I forget the year, I think it was 91, I think it was 91 anyway, where Senna of course got his first victory here in crazy circumstances, where he was being caught by, I think it was Patrese, then Patrese made a mistake somewhere, and all the while Senna is struggling with a mechanical error, which means that he's stuck in 6th gear, gets out of the car, he's exhausted before just a roaring Brazilian crowd. I watched it the other day on the F1 YouTube channel, they kind of live streamed it, and it gave me goosebumps watching it again. And then of course, the Is That Glock 2008, I think it was, with Hamilton and Felipe Massa, and Hamilton taking the championship literally on the last corner of the last lap. And to think that we're now going to be moving away from that for a at the moment, unknown street circuit, or it might be a street circuit, that's not being confirmed, in Rio, it's kind of hard to swallow as an F1 fan. Again, as I alluded to in the title, I'm sure there are a lot more factors in it just being this track is better than this track, but it's just very odd. It's very odd to think that, given that I think this track has really been very entertaining to watch as a fan over the last 29 years, or 29 years this year. Crazy. Anyway, I'm going to focus on this race for now and enjoy driving here while I can. Getting that slipstream of the guy in front. Maybe I can use this guy. No, I'm going to have to go into the inside here, try and brake a bit later. Might be able to get this guy too. AI is still there on the outside. He runs it around the outside. He can't keep that speed. No, he can't. The guy's slow on the inside too. I'll take that. AI seem a little bit strange around here, but it's a mod circuit, so you know you don't really expect much. It's a mod circuit and a modded car, so the fact that it works at all is, to me, is staggering, given that I'm used to the R Factor days where AI would just drive off into the sunset, literally. So we're in dirty air, coming through T6. Back on the power, try and use a little bit of that curb there. The curbs are quite slippy around this version of the circuit, so I've got to be a little bit careful. There are also quite a few bumps. I'm running quite a stiff setup, which I'm actually regretting a little bit, especially up here on this right-hander. Look how the car reacts on this bump here. I turn in, there's the bump, we go straight on. I skip along the circuit. It's very difficult to overtake there, especially if I'm close, because the car just understeers off while skipping away. What place are we in right now? It says 22 on the wheel, but that's wrong. We're in P16 right now, so 6 places to make up to get into the points. Now, as I said, you can use DRS anywhere here, so I kind of have to use it to remain competitive with the AI. I might try it. I might, yes, just do it. Danny Rick, baby! Oh, the AI just hangs it around the outside, but then they're slow for the next part. You can just get them back coming for the second part of the S, which is nice and predictable. See if we can do Danny Rick 2.0 down to T4 here. There's the marker. Slam the brakes to smash the left gear pedal. Go down for the gears and past we go. There you go. Feeling feisty today. I really like that this Formula Hybrid mod, by the way, has the transparent halo, because it kind of emulates what the drivers would see in real life, or rather than what they wouldn't see. Of course, it being a 3D object. I always say, if you want to imagine what it's like to have a halo in front of you, just put your finger in front of your face like that, and you notice you can kind of see through it because of your eyes doing the old 3D thing. That's very hard to emulate on a single monitor, but having the transparent halo like that is actually a really good solution. I'm happy they did that. Oh, why am I in 5th gear? Very slow through there. What, we're on... Okay, so we're on the... Oh, what? Balanced tyre? Was that an overtake for that entire thing? Surely I wasn't. We're on balanced tyre now. It seems we were, because now we're actually struggling down the straight a bit. Through the S. I would like to get a lap through here that isn't... Ooh, wow! This AI is scary, man. I would like to get a lap through here that isn't being interrupted constantly by AI. Because this track is super fun to drive in a downforce car. It just really is. Lots of these kind of middle speed corners where the car is glued to the ground. You can really throw the car in and just have confidence in it. Williams in front, being very slow. Surprise. Well, there he goes, hangs it around the outside. I know that AI like to brake early here, so you have to basically brake with them. Throw it up the inside there. He's still there. Oh, that wheel spin there killed my momentum. Kind of forget sometimes you've got basically 1,000 horsepower underneath your right foot, and you get on the power on the car, even with his big chunky rear tyre, still breaks traction just like that. We'll go in front sideways too. Maybe it's going to be a bit tight through here. Of course, that's where Kimi Räikkönen got lost a few years ago. DRS open, he's still there on the right. I hope he doesn't turn in on me. Keeping DRS open through there is scary, but we're through. Very nice. And now he's coming back on the left side. He's still kind of there. Unless you're going to come across and defend that. Thank you very much. Already on to lap 7. The laps are so short around here. My best lap so far is a 13.9, which is nowhere near what this car is capable of. Traffic is definitely playing a factor here. I'm fairly sure you could quite easily dip under a 1-minute 10 around here in this car, just by having the base set up and having a 100% commitment light car. I can actually probably put this in hot lap mode and probably get away with it. Let's try hot lap mode for a couple of laps. Squeeze to the inside through there. AI is a bit slower than me around here, but it's making for some interesting racing nonetheless. This middle sector, you've got to be so patient with your right foot and being backed up by the guy in front. Come on, dude, get out of the way. We're in P10 right now, so we're in the points at least. Well, I say that, and we instantly lose the place. I'm on the inside though, so I should have the line. Like the inside down here anyway. Cut back across. No, thank you, mate. Don't try that on me. Let's see if we can get any higher. Let's go for old school F1 points. Let's go for the top 6. Drag race now down the straight. Oh my god, the guy on the inside hit something there. That gave me a cold shiver. I thought I was going to get absolutely bashed into the wall. Please no. Easy. Got working up a sweat around here. Williams is still there on the inside. Williams always quick in a straight line. I'm not using DRS, that's why. But hang it around the outside. How brave do I feel? Oh, I just about made that stick. I think in real life I would have been overtaken back up the hill here, but hey, I got a little bit nervous behind me. I'd be nervous behind me as well, to be honest. To the inside? No. Not allowed. This middle sector, you kind of have to just wait for the guys in front to get through it. There we go. So we're in P8 now, which is slightly less old school points. So bumpy out of there. I think, oh my word. Every time I get some confidence in the car, I'm just like, nah, you're going to die now. So I can get away with using hot lap mode around here, which is fantastic. It means I get some better laps. I might get a clear lap coming up soon. We're coming on to the penultimate lap now. Going to try around the outside of the T1 here. Running into the limiter. Well, not quite a limiter. The limit of engine power versus downforce. Ferrari's so slow through there. Guess I'll take the place. DRS open nice and early. Make my intentions known. Squeeze him to the outside of the circuit. The old Schumacher pinch. And there you go, nice pass. So we're up to P7 now. Top 6 is literally in front of us. Let's see how much ground we can make up this lap. Finally uninterrupted. Back on the power, really. They use the curb on the inside, brake really late. Peel off the brakes as you come down to make sure that you don't lock up the wheels. Third gear and exit, aim for this curb on the outside. There you go, very nice. Nice and wide here, as you can see, very bumpy on the way in, so I have to kind of take away a little bit of speed and compromise the corner slightly. No, a bit too enthusiastic into there. Very wide, nearly went down to the Kimi Raikkonen line. I'll open that DRS again though. So last lap, I think we can probably catch this guy. What that time's that going to be? It's got to be a 1:11 surely. 11.7. Let's see if we can get into the 10s on this last lap. Be a hell of an achievement. This guy's going to be so slow through there. I'll take the place. Oh my word, he's so slow. You can see just how slow they are through there. Like, get that kind of that launch to get by them. The speed difference is incredible. A little bit too enthusiastic on the brakes there. We'll open that DRS here. Why not? Let's just go maximum DRS. Nearly lost it over the curb. My word. I think 6th gear through here is better. Now peel off the brakes again. Don't want to lock that inside right tyre. Smooth, smooth, smooth. Usually you don't get the bumping there. Still taking that line though. It still works out okay. Much better for the last corner. Give me that top speed, yo, or overtake, whatever. There we go. We're up by a second on our delta, though. Come on, give me that 110. Cross the line. So what? Literally a second faster. 1:10.7. We end up in 4th place there. And yet again, Interlagos delivers an enjoyable driving experience. But yeah, guys, that was a lot of fun. And to reiterate that I'm pretty sad this is not going to be on the F1 calendar next year. It's a track, sorry, that I've grown up with over the course of the years in F1. I'm sure a lot of you have as well. So, you know, if it has to go, it has to go for whatever reasons. But I'd rather see it stay for as long as possible. But as always, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think that the decision to remove Interlagos is a good or a bad one? And of course, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit subscribe and the bell notification icon, because that way you'll be made notified of future videos like this and future streams. As always, massive thank you to my patrons and to my sponsors. You guys keep this channel running. Take care Have an awesome day. See you all next time.